nyama kwa ba ede eba Royal TV eso emra so se kasia yabwabwa no ewo akan kasemu no yede ebremo binim do say akwasi hweho mene
amanyame wada kwa
ense be dia potene el kasia mu bi ene se Ghana man panyin His Excellency John.Dramani Mahama empanyifo a won be sons ewo eye na ban mu no won to so nyensa din aba mountain so
sanso ena ye be kwa kopie mu ewo mrahye fie minority leader in Sembi atudwa afa atudwa sama ekoso ewo man mu mountain so
we any ensembi ene yabwabwa no a yede ebe som sekase o Royal TV eso ewo akan kasemu yenyimre na ensem na nkasa no yenkenkan ni nyina emfa emamo Yenshasen free Ghana man panyini His Excellency John.Dramani Mahama sene emrano esi ekon pepepe no so man panyini ba na obetan konya so no besom a eso yi empanyifo ya omo ebe mansoafo ye ombeboa no ewo no sum emu ne no ene wo ya wode de toso miensa omudin aba eye emonten eso na yenhyase emfa emfree eye mantamu asoafo no wonum edin Upper West eye Ura Charles Wanga ono maboni din so okohonom bono so Joseph Ade Akwaboa ono so ekohonom Bunu East Francis Owusu entry eho eno no so eko yenko asoafo mo so besom ewo aman no edibre ahoduo emu yenhwe osoafo beboa ma babon nsem egina nan so doctor Edward Kofi Omane Boama sa enso ena osoafo a obehwe nkitan odi ensem so ene abefo ensem so no Samuel Nati George weye emrahye pedwani osoafo wehwe ensase ene obade agudi ensem so Emmanuel Ama Kofi Bua wono so emrahye pedwani osoafo a wohwe agudi emu ensem so Kofi Adams wono so emrahye pedwani yanko osoafo behwe se fa nkrofo nyuma no mamu adwuma so ewo mema sei so eso Abdul Rashid H Purple wono so emrahye bedwani osoafo hwe apomudin ensem so kwabna minta akando ono so mrahye bedwani osoafo behwe enema twa hu ahia nsem so ene abodi nyasape enso nsem so Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad ono so mrahye bedwani yanko osoafo behwe akonebadie ensem so Joseph Bukri Nipe wayenso mrahye bedwani osoafo hwe efinsem so na se manjo ensem so Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak ono so mrahye bedwani oso wo hwe amrano ensem so Ghana ha sei so Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa ono so mrahye bedwani oso afo behwe se enwuma na fe so adansie eni so nsem so Kenneth Gilbert na me kai mu se wonum nyina no obraje se ewo se committee apom mrahye bedwani betoma no na yajo matum no onum ababesom
Beta so edi amade nkopie mu ewo mrahye bedwafie na eno na minority leader Afenyo Markin edi nsembi atudwa afa Ghana said ye tudwa sem eni nipa bonefo sem de mrebi ahye won sem a mo ye ne mabone eno nam so a wohwema oman mu nyema yayire ye ho aye no wo mu ssn no eno no wo chese ebe yanka aban do nhwe na wonye bibi emfa ho
2 years ago we celebrated 30 years of democracy with a lot of activities. Mr. Speaker, it must never be said that this country still tolerates lawlessness and violence. I was expecting my respected colleague, Dr. Forson, to have found space to introduce this subject matter at the business committee, to even propose that, colleagues, I have heard of violence here, violence there. So, as a house, we should even constitute a bipartisan committee to look into the thuggery in our nation. The majority leader has decided not to talk about this. Just last week, Thursday, the Electoral Commission was ready to finalize the Ablekuma North collation process. What did we see? Some thugs invaded the EC office, threatening lives, destroying properties. Mr. Mr. Speaker, this is unacceptable it puts a black spot on our beautiful democracy. Maybe today it is benefiting somebody, but tomorrow the same tax that we are encouraging them to be lawless may come back at us. Mr. Speaker, the government cannot pretend not to be aware of this. The Electoral Commission as a constitutional body needs protection. The police, headed by the respected IGP and his team, must do all it can to protect the EC. We are aware of the good work they have done thus far, but this is a 276-member chamber. We are 275. The Electoral Commission, in a statement, has said that it is ready to finalize, but tax are preventing it from doing its work. There can't be any more silence on this matter. I call on Mr. President to take charge and call the Tagri out. Mr. Speaker, we know that Mr. President, in his records in this House, was known to be a peace-loving Ghanaian. Mr. Speaker, indeed, his calm approach in addressing media issues was what endeared him to the heart of Ghanaians. So without doubt, I may disagree with him, but I know he's a peace-loving Ghanaian. At Jubilee House, maybe he may be too busy to read the newspapers or to watch the news. But I am taking advantage of this platform, the Chamber of Parliament, to tell Mr. President that there is violence on our streets. The tax are destroying the gains we have made as a country, and this must end now. Issue 2.
Ene dwumadie bi akoso mmrase bedwefie ho ama wonom akasa de nsem ede atu eye edwa ni nyina efa omampanyini jet a wodi edi dwuma ewemhye omampanyini edidi eye dwuma na eno na owura Dominic Nitiwul ede ensem bi atudwa echiremu ese omampanyini dada eye His Excellency na danfufo ado ne jet ya no de adwuma ewemhye no do etu kwan ene ade no ne ho odin pa yegusua ebo adwuma nti wosese omampanyi oti akonya so owura John Mahama mo meka se enye na entumi nya adwuma.
But I wish he had just focused the issue on what my honorable friend, Honorable Nyindam, raised, and not veer into who rented private jets and who didn't rent private jets. As Minister for Defense, and the records available to me, President Mahama kept on renting private jets any time that the president, any time that the I'm saying any time that the president's jet was not available, the communication squadron jet was not available for whatever reasons, the president always rented it and used it. The difference today is that the current jet is serviceable. It can move. It is working. It is wrong for the President of the Republic to be going on commercial jets when the jet that Ghana used their money to pay for and buy is available and it's working. It's very wrong. I will have no problem at all if the President used that jet. I will have no problem at all. In fact, Mr. Speaker, if the President of the Republic, for some reason, this jet is not available and he goes to rent a private jet, I will have no problem at all. Take it from me, I will have no problem at all. And I will not blame him. Ghana is not a cheap country. We will not chip in ourselves. Ghana is not a cheap country. We will not chip in ourselves. Ghana has been a torchbearer in Africa. Ghana is one of the most important countries in Africa. The president, who is the #1 citizen, must be protected by air, by sea, and by land. The president's life is very important for all of us. The courtesies that a president must have is very important for all of us. I find it very offensive that our jet is serviceable and our president will not use it. I find it very offensive. I find it very offensive, and let the president know that yes, whilst we are going to hold him responsible by his own actions and words, and your actions and your words and your deeds when you were at this site, we will not be reckless in opposition. We will not. We will not accuse the president for things that we believe that Ghana deserves. We will not do that. If the private jet is available and the president does not have his commercial jet, there is absolutely nothing wrong. The cost may be a problem. If you have a very serviceable airworthy jet that can cost a minimal amount, I don't have a problem. If you decide to go for a very expensive jet, I may criticize you, but I will not criticize the president of the Republic of Ghana for traveling on a private jet just because we want to do politics. I will not do that. I will not. But in this case, my brother and my friend, the jet of the president is very serviceable. The whole of last year, he spent 6 months almost 8 months in Paris, and we have put it in very good shape, top shape. And so there is no excuse for the president to be traveling around the world and say that he will not use that jet. There may be something. He should tell us better reasons. But like I said, I wish he didn't go to that direction because I would not have spoken about it. I don't think it's necessary to be dragging the armed forces and the assets of the armed forces into parliament every day and be criticizing. I will never have done that. But next time, I pray you don't go into that direction. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
When Samuel and Kwame governs Agbedza, and also a day and disem atudwa afahono chese kotwa de nebo je nyan chre de wonko nyina say kabra na omampani dada Akufuado etse akonya so no wohwema private jet hu nsensemi ene presidential jet hu nsensemi ya ade ase hu nsensemi beto dwa se bubro eno nam se hu kakra no na nya asem ketwa na emomu no afa mu beka cha yen se eye afa omampani betumi ede adi ne dwuma ene o che se wohwema eye omampani John Dramani Mahama de wonte se eye omampani na wotwam kro enya de se presidential jet a ne boy di no de bedi dwuma.
Honorable, I made it quite clear that the trip which you announced the president embarked on, he went on a commercial flight. Mr. Speaker, I forgive you. Mr. Speaker, it is very, very rich of the former defense minister who sat there and President Akufo-Addo traveled on countless occasions on very expensive private jets, is today telling us that our jet is fit for purpose. So how come you couldn't put the former president on the same jet flight? Immediately you left office, the jet has become serviceable. Very, very rich. The jet only became serviceable for a president when you left office. Isn't that telling? You want him to take that jet? How come President Akufo-Addo never took that jet? In any case, Mr. Speaker, hold on. Mr. Speaker, the fact is that President Mahama is different from President Akufo-Addo. I'm saying that, I'm telling you that President Mahama went on the trip for which has been announced on a commercial jet, a commercial flight. President Akufo-Addo never takes that. He takes very expensive jet, and I'm saying that as we speak, President Mahama has never embarked on those flights that President Akufo-Addo have been embarking on. As a defense minister, I think you should be clear on this. If you descend into the arena of pretending that you didn't hear what the speaker said by saying that President Mahama went on a trip, and I'm saying that particular trip, he went on a commercial flight. What is the difference here? Then you are saying that the current presidential jet is fit for purpose, and I'm saying that it is very rich coming from you. When you sat there all these years for President Akufo-Addo to spend almost $1 million or more private jets, very luxurious ones. President Mahama would never do that to the people of this country. That is the difference.
Kasiabono heading na edi ACA. Osei akwasi sheho enimidi mene.
Amenya me wada kwa, hema mu nyina mo ni hwe enitia ahenewa.